Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining our live YouTube session here with TLACA, also known as the Leadership Academy of Creative Arts. Welcome to each of you to our Level 1 Slopes Academy. We're going to be working with IXL.com to help you feel more comfortable with tackling slopes in your classroom this year. All right, so I just want to make sure you all can see my screen here. All right, so now I've pulled it up. We're going to be on IXL, like I said, and we're going to be tackling slopes. But before we can even tackle slopes, we need to make sure that we have the knowledge to handle coordinates. So I'm going to show you how IXL.com will help you master those coordinate skills and get you to conquering slopes. And getting ready for that test, you'll be able to go through your slopes with ease. All right, so I'm going to turn off my camera for bandwidth purposes. And what I'm going to do here is first give you a preview of IXL. And if you turn in your homework today or whenever you complete your homework, you will get the access to our IXL account. Only those who turn in their assignment today will get the access to IXL account. It's not going to be shared today, but we have a premium account that gives you access to all types of practices that you can do. IXL is free, but you only get to practice about 10 questions before you have to pay. If you are a part of the village and again, complete your homework, we will give you our IXL account so that you can also have access to this platform, okay? Or we'll give you a license too if you are interested in getting your family involved in IXL.com. All right, so let's go through IXL and see where do we need to start if we are going to be conquering slopes. Well, first of all, IXL has lots of levels. And if anybody knows me as an educator, I really don't like to say the word grade, first grade, second grade, third grade, because to adult learners, that can be kind of demeaning. I like to say levels because actually these are the levels that of where you need to be when you're working on certain things. So we do have a pre-level and a kinder level. We do have a first, second, third, fourth, fifth level. If you want to start working on slopes, you're going to start in the 7th level. But I also want to show you that IXL goes all the way up to the 12th level, which includes pre-calculus, calculus, and language arts skills that you can practice. But we're going to go to math skills at the 7th level, all right? There are 373 different skills that you can practice with IXL.com on the 7th grade level, which includes 71 lessons. So many different ways to practice. Ooh, that was a foreshadow of what is to come. But we are going to scroll down to coordinate P unit. We're going to go to the P unit here because this is where we're going to see coordinate planes. And after we master each of these, we're going to be able to come back and star the ones that we have mastered so that we can know that we're on the right track for attacking slope on that GED exam. So we're going to start with the coordinate plane review. And this is where we're able to see that coordinate plane. You all remember this one here? Okay, so it is asking, what are the coordinates of point W? Well, one thing that I really love about IXL is they have this handy dandy tool here where you're able to grab a pen, a highlighter, or an eraser. So I'm going to grab a pen. I want it to be red, so I'm going to click it again and it turns red. Here is W right here. So with my handy dandy pen tool, I can circle W. So let's see the coordinates here.
50.
Along the x-axis here, x is 5. And if we go on the y-axis here, we can see that y is on, the line here. And it is 0. All right. So our coordinate here is 5, 0. 50. Let's type that in and see if we are correct. I've been wrong sometimes, so let's see. Woohoo! We got it correct. All right, let's try it again. Here is our point here. It's asking, what are the coordinates for point S? Our pen tool is still on. We can go ahead and circle it so we can see where it is. We always start with our x-axis, which again is this horizontal line here. So our x-axis is -3. And our y-axis is 5. Just like that. So we're going to write it down. Here's x, here is y. X is -3. Y is +5. All right, I'm seeing my friends in the Zoom, and they have agreed this is -3 and 5. So let's type that in. All right, we're going to do one more if we get this one correct. Yes, we're going to do one more, and we have mastered this level if we are able to get this right. So this is your challenge here. It says, which point has coordinates 3, -1? So they switched it up for us, and they've given us the coordinates, and now we have to find the letter. All right. The Zoom chat box is screaming that it is F. Let's click F and see if everybody's correct. And we are. So we have mastered P.1 coordinate plane review. And we can put a star there on our grade. Gold star, everybody. Let's move to the next level. We're going back to 7th grade, going back to letter P. There is our star there to let us know we're done. And now we are moving to quadrants and axes. Now, of course, if you're working on this by yourself, with IXL, you can definitely learn with an example where it shows you how to work through each of the problems, including understanding where is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. You can use this to take notes so that you can understand, just in case you forget or you need to be refreshed. You can also watch a video here that goes through the different ways to find the quadrants in this lesson. But since we're doing this together, we can continue on with one another, and I'm sure we are going to do awesome. All right, so what quadrant is the point K in? Get out our handy dandy pen here on IXL.com. Remember, this is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. Where is K? The Zoom box is saying quadrant 4, and you are correct. Here is K right here, located in quadrant 4. Very good. All right, what point is located in quadrant 3? Here is 1, 2, 3, and 4. I like to write them both in regular numbers and Roman numerals, but expect to see them in Roman numerals if you see them on that test. If you're saying E, you are correct. Very good. All right, let's do one more, and we have mastered this level. Which quadrant is the point U in? This time I am not going to draw the quadrants. Here is U right here. And if you're saying quadrant 1, you are correct. U is in quadrant 1. That sounds like some bad grammar there. U is in quadrant 1. I just had to. All right, so we can put a star there at P2. We have mastered it, you guys, and we can move forward. See, slopes level 1 is not that hard. We're getting there. Now we have to follow directions on a coordinate plane. Can you follow directions? You start at 0,1. You move right 6 units. Where do you end? All right, well, let's get there and see. I'm grabbing my pen tool. It says I start at 0, 1. That is right here. I'm going to move right 6 units. Let's move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I end here at 6 and 1. Let's see if I'm correct. What do you think, people in the audience? They agree. It is definitely 6-1. Let's submit it. Fantastico. We did it. All right, let's try it again. We start at 9, 10. That is right up here. And we're going to move left just 1 unit. Boop. Where does that leave us? That leaves us at 8, 10. All right, that is 2 that we have done and gotten correct. So you guys already know if we get this one correct, which has a little bonus to it, a little more moves we're going to be doing, then we have mastered P-3 or .3. All right, so we're going to start at 5, 4. Here we go. 5 and 4 is right here. We're going to move right 2 units. Boop, boop. Move down 4 units. Boop, 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 boop. All right, where are we? Boop. We are at 7, 0. Did you guys get to 7, 0, or did you end up in another destination? This is how GPS works. You go down 2 blocks, make a right, go down 4 more blocks, and you're going to be at my house. But we're doing it on a coordinate plane. Can we follow directions? See, someone in the Zoom almost went too far and with a bloop, 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 bloop right off of the chart. So make sure you don't go too far. Okay? Pay attention. Let's just do one more just to make sure. Here we go. Last one. We're going to start at 3, 10, which is right here, not about. We're going to move down 8 units. The bloops help me. So let's do the bloops. Bloop, 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 bloop. That's 8 units. And to the right, 1 unit. Bloop. Do we end in the same place? I ended up at 4, 2. That's the house that I'm going to for the party. Did you end up at the same house with me? My Zoomers ended up at 4, 2. Somebody ended up at 4W. There's no letters here. But if you had 4, 2, then you get the W for the win. Let's see if we got it correct. And we did. All right, so we have mastered P3 just that quick, and it's just 6:14. We've only been doing this for about 15 minutes, and we're doing such a wonderful job. All right, so let's go to, I think, our last P challenge, and then we're going to move to slope. Finding the distance between 2 points. This right here is the gateway to sloping, because we have to understand distance between 2 points. So let's take a look at this first, and then we are going to go to the big challenge of the day, which is slope. All right, so find the distance between the points, 3, 9 and 3, 2. What I really like to do on this one, sure, we can go and count those boxes, but it's going to get hard if it scales out or gets smaller. So what I like to do is I like to add, if it's going vertical, I like to add the Y's together. So this one is going vertical, so I can add 9 plus 2, which is 11. Let's see if we get that right. Whoa! I think that only works when we're scaling. All right, so let's not do that yet. Hold on. Let's actually count the boxes, okay? Let's count the boxes. And the Zoomers said subtract. I should have subtracted. Got it. All right, so let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 8. So if we took 10, our X here, because we're on the X-axis, we subtract X1, our first point here that we find, and X2 is our second point, minus 2, that would also get us the 8, which is the distance right here. All right, so we are subtracting right here. All right, let's see if we're correct. And we are. Let's try that again. What is the distance? What do you think? You can count the boxes or you can use the subtraction method. Based on the subtraction method for me, I'm going to say it's 6. Zoomers, what do you think? They agree. It is 6. Let's see if we're right. Yes. All right. So let's try this one. We're on the y-axis here. So let's pay attention to those y's when we are subtracting on here. All right. Pay attention to the y's. Y1. Oops, I have a, okay. Y1.
Something. Can you say it again?
No, thank you, Alexa. It's 10 minus y2. Oh, my pen is freaking out, which is 6. That is going to get us 4. All right, Zoomers, did you get 4? Right, we are on a roll. Therefore, if we get this next one correct, we win. Now, these are the ones, Zoomers, that I was adding on and it was making sense. So here I said 9 plus 2, even though it's -9, that this one right here is going to be 11 because I was adding them once they scaled and the distance worked here. So I took my y's and added them instead. I got 11. What did you get, Zoomers? And I'll erase my red in case you're someone who has to count boxes. Now that we scaled out a little bit. Yes, because 2 minus -9 is 11. Awesome. All right. What is the scale here on the x-axis? -8 or 2 plus -8. What is going to be here? I am saying 10. What are you saying, Zoomers? Zoomers are saying 10. Awesome, you are right. All right, so if we get this one correct, we can move on to the next level. We're on the x-axis, so we're looking at 10 and -7, and all we have to do is add that together. And what do we get then? We get 17. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we can put our star here, and now we can move to level 1 slope. Woo-hoo! Yes, 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 which is why you will be teaching the next one, right? Right? Okay. All right, so let's go to linear functions. We need to find the slope from a graph. This is what we have been waiting for, the piece de résistance. We have 2 levels here. If we master these 2 levels, then we, to me, have mastered level 1 slopes. And then you all are able to move to level 2 slopes with Crystal, with TLACA. She is our math genius, and she will take you beyond this point. All right, so let's work on slope here. Now, before we go into trying to find the slope, I want you to write this down. I'm going to grab our handy dandy pen tool here from iexcel.com. In order to find the slope, you need to find the rise over the run. The rise is your y-axis, and the run is your x-axis. Okay? You might also hear the change in y over the change in x. Okay, so we're going to also write that down. When they say the change in y, they're saying y1, your first y coordinate, minus your second y coordinate, y2. Okay, I don't want you to get these confused with exponents. Over your first x coordinate minus the second x coordinate. All right. I like to go to the highest point first. Okay, so I'm going to get the highest point of the y. That means the top number that I can get that is also crossing the axis. I wouldn't get like a number right here because it's hard to determine what that number is going to be. So I am going to go for the highest point that I can get on a number I can determine. Right here is going to be 4 and 9. Boom, right there. The x is going to be, x1 is going to be 4, and y1 is going to be 9. Okay, so we have our first coordinate, highest point. Then I like to go to the lowest point. And I'm going to erase where I have drawn my little triangle here, just in case it's confusing anybody here. I want to make sure we're looking at this diagonal line here, all right? So now we're going to go to our lowest point. All right, I'm going to put this little dot here back. Our lowest point that we can actually see on the axis and touch and feel is right here with our x2 being 0 and our y2 being 1. Now we need to plug and chug into our equation. I'm going to bring it down here. y1 minus y2. All right, here's our y1, 9 minus y2, 1 over x1 minus x2. Here's our x1, 4 minus x2, 0. Now we need to solve. Okay, 9 minus 1 is 8. 4 minus 0 is 4. But we need to simplify. Okay, so let's simplify. We can divide both of these by 4 in order to get the reduced number here. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Come on, pen, we're getting there. And 4 divided by 4 is 1. We know that the fraction 2 over 1 equals 2. So what is our slope? Our slope equals 2. Just like that. So if we put 2 in this little box here and press submit, let's see what iExcel says. Great job. All right, that was a lot. Let's see if you can do this again. All right, I'm going to zoom in. Remember, let's write out our equation first. Rise over run, which is the same as saying y1, the highest point that we find, minus y2, the lowest point that we find, over x1 minus x2. Okay. And I want to go ahead and give this disclaimer that I am writing a grant for better technology. And this is proof why we need better technology, because this is hard to write on a computer, but I want to make sure that you guys are seeing this. So bear with me as we are doing this live lesson. Okay, I'm just using a stylus and a Windows Surface Pro. Okay, so here we go. Let's find our highest point that we can actually touch, and it's not a decimal. Meaning it's not like here where I don't really know. This number can be any, 10 point something, so I don't want to do that. I want to actually be able to touch it. And that would be right here. We have 7, x1 is 7, y1 is 8. Keep your math as neat as possible, okay? So that you are not confusing your X1s and your Y2s and your Y2Ks. So I'm already drawing it out here so that I can put it in there. Now I'm going to find the lowest point, which is right here. Okay. X is 1. Y is 0. Now it's a matter of plugging, chugging our run over our rise. I'm sorry, rise over our run. Got to rise before you run. Okay, so let's plug and chug. Y1, 8 minus Y2, 0 over X1, 7 minus X2, 1 equals 8 over 6. But wait, there's more. It can reduce. We can divide both of these by 2. So let's divide them both by 2, and we get 4 over 3. We can type that in right into IXL because it says a proper fraction and proper fraction are integer. So 4 over 3 is our slope. Awesome, everybody. Awesome. Hey, Akifala! How are you? Crystal, you must meet Akifala.
I'm good.
Was our math whiz in my classroom. She is so intelligent. I love having her in class. I'm glad you were able to join. Shout out to you. All right, let's keep going. Let's see if we can master this. Okay, so what is the slope? I'm going to give you time to work on it here. And let me know if you know the answer. I'm going to put the equation up again. Rise over run, which is basically y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Find the highest point. Right here, I think is the highest point that we can touch and feel, which is going to be 70 and 80. So we have our x1 and our x2. All right, and then right here, our lowest point looks like can be 10 and 40. Oops, yeah, this is supposed to be y1. Sorry, everybody. Let me fix that. Thank you for whoever caught that for me. Okay, so we have 10 and 40. And our x2 and our y2. All right, now you know what to do. Find your plug and chug. Here is y1, 80 minus 40 over 70 minus 10 gives us 40 over 60. And then when we're working with fractions, we can get rid of these zeros. And now we have 4 over 6. That can be reduced if we divide by 2, which is going to give us 2/3. Did you guys get the same answer as me? Yes, 2/3 is correct. Super easy. All right, here's our last one. Find the slope. This time I'm not going to write the equation. We're just going to find the slope. Let's go to our highest point that we can touch and feel. Looks like it's going to be right here, 180. This looks like 2 X's. Come on, Jen. I got to get my life. Y1. There we go. And then let's go to our lowest point. Looks like it's right here. X is 80. Y is 0. I love when Y is 0. It's not that much work to do. This is our x2 and our y2. All right, plug and chug. I got 4. Everybody else get 4? All right. Renee has 4. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's see if we are correct with 4. We are. Okay, so I feel like we have mastered that. I'm going to put a star here. And we're going to go to our last objectives for this time. Please keep in mind, if you have missed part of this, it's being recorded live stream on YouTube. And you can always go back to watch what we have done during this time. All right, so we are going to move to our last objective here on IXL.com. Finding the slope from 2 points. Can we find the slope from 2 points? Remember, if you're unsure how to do this, you can always learn with an example or watch a video, all right? So this is super easy because they already have given us the points. We don't have to find them. We can just plug and chug, determine our own rise over our own run. We can usually decide which one is the highest point based off of our y, which y is the highest, okay? So if we want to, we can use 310 as our first coordinate and 6-8 as our second, but I think I've done this several times to where if I use 6-8 first, I come up with the same answer regardless, but we're gonna find out today. And I'm so grateful that I have 2 of the math whizzes on the call today in the village. These people are the math geniuses of the village. So I'm glad I have them on the call just in case I slip up. Oh, Crystal's already saying that 6-8 comes first. I want to do it both ways today. Oh, it's the first coordinate given. Okay, so we'll stick with what she said as the math genius of the village. All right. Okay, so let's do it. Let's go ahead and X1, Y1, X2, Y2. Okay, so let's plug and chug. Oh, Crystal just said, do it my way and see if we get the same answer. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna pause the screen, give you time to work it out. Pick a way to do it and let's see if we come up with the same answers. Let's go. Crystal, when you have it, Akinfala, when you have it, drop it in the chat box. All right, I'm a little nervous here, but I got negative, I'm gonna unpause my screen. Negative 2/3 is what I got. Wow, okay, and the chat box got negative 2/3 as well. Okay. What do you think, Crystal? I like to say do whatever the first point is, the first coordinate given, do it that way because it does just make it more simple. I was like almost like, why did I do myself? Now I have to think kind of backwards. So let's do that again with if the coordinate is first given. And for some reason, I don't know why I'm not seeing Akinfala's answers, but I'm glad that you're able to see
because
what she's
she
putting
sent it
in
to
the
me
chat box.
direct. I don't think she knows that.
All right.
Which way are you saying that you're
Let's
doing?
see if it is -2/3. Woohoo! Great job. All right, let's do it again. Here we go. We got our pen ready. We are going to do 8 minus 7 over 2 minus 10. Oh, there you go. I can see you now. All right, so we have, is that what you guys got there? I got -1/8. I could be wrong. Let's see what iExcel says. Woohoo! All right, here's the last one. And if we get this right, we're gonna put a star and we have mastered level 1 slope. All right. Remember, all you have to do is use your first coordinate as x1, y1, and your second coordinate as x2, y2. All right, I feel like I'm speaking a foreign language, but we have been true to this, definitely not new to this anymore. So let's do it. All right. 3 minus 1 over, because remember, this is x1, y1, x2, y. Answers are coming in, and we all agree that it is 2/3. Awesome. We have mastered level 1 slope. Now, keep in mind, I'm going to be sending homework, and if you complete the homework, then you will get access to iExcel.com. If you are in the Zoom chat box, you will get access right now because we already know that you are in the village and you are working hard to practice passing this exam. So we thank you for joining our level 1 slope session. We will be having level 2 coming up soon. Please make sure you log into iExcel.com, even if you're just getting your 10 free practice questions of the day. Make sure you get to 7th level math and practice a lot of these skills and lessons here so that you can get ready for that HSE exam. Akinfala, are you ready for a practice test? Because I believe that you are. All right, I'm going to stop sharing here. Have a wonderful day, my Zoomers. Akinfala is